President Trump posted a chart on social media yesterday that included figures from the yet-to-be-released December employment report that came out today. Let's get more insight now from Mike McKee, Bloomberg's international economics and policy correspondent. So I guess the implication, or when I first read this headline, what I thought is, oh, you could have had early information on the jobs report. But then so could anyone who follows the president's Truth Social feed.
Yeah, you would have to follow the Truth Social feed or one of the aggregators who would push it out. You'd have to be on social media, as it were.
You'd have to be paying attention.
And you'd also have to have an idea of what the president was saying. It appears that he wanted to brag about job creation under his administration from January to January, so he published a total number of jobs created during the year. But the problem was it included the figures for December. And December's figures not only added to it, but subtracted some because of the revisions, and you would have had to parse all that out. So I'm not thinking that he was trying to give somebody an advanced look so they could make money on it. I think it was just probably a mess up in terms of security of it, because the White House gets the information at 6 p.m. on the night before the jobs release from the BLS, and the president's nobody in the administration is, in theory, supposed to comment on it until an hour after it's released.
Yeah, but if you're the president, you're kind of the chief in classifying or unclassifying information. I should point out, it also does look like it was scanned, just given the distortedness of it. I don't know if in...
Well, what it looks like is it was a chart maybe that the Council of Economic Advisors created and gave to him, and he took a picture, or somebody, Natalie Harp took a picture and pushed it out for him.
But your point is, I think your point stands, that if the president decides he wants to share that information, that seems to be in his prerogative.
And it's in the public sphere, so trading on that wouldn't be trading on inside information.
Right. If you had that information and traded on it, you wouldn't have violated the law. And we've seen that before, sometimes when the statistical agencies accidentally release something early. Back in his first term, the president announced something about the jobs report earlier than he was supposed to. And then they sort of backed off. You know how we get the interview with the Labor Department people and everything. They shut that off for a month or two to make sure nothing happened. But now it happened again, and probably won't happen again. But as you point out, Danny, especially with this president, what the president decides.
Right, maybe it'll happen every time from now on.
And I would just like to point out again, even if you somehow could divine what the retractions to unemployment, what the numbers actually would have been from this, doesn't mean you would have gotten the market move right, because it is not always logical how that unfolds. Mike, thank you so much.